Gold Bars and Grand Delusions, the Menendez-Santos Prison Chronicles. Welcome back to Someday News, America's best real-ish news source. So fake it's real, so real it's fake. Strap in, because today we're heading behind bars to visit two of America's most infamous ex-congressmen, Bob Menendez and George Santos. These disgraced politicos have a wild plan to share a prison cell, teach some inspirational classes, and, get this, unite the prison population in inclusive political harmony. You can't make this up. Bob Menendez, the former New Jersey senator who turned his office into a gold bar pawn shop, and George Santos, the ex-congressman who lied about, well, everything, have reportedly submitted a formal request to be cellmates in federal prison. Why? Because, in Bob's words, we're two sides of the same shiny scandal-plagued coin. Sources say George nodded enthusiastically, adding, "Plus, I need someone to braid my hair for the prison talent show." Now, Bob's serving 11 years for a bribery scheme that involved gold bars, cash, and a Mercedes-Benz. Basically, he was living like a Bond villain on a budget. George, meanwhile, got 87 months for fraud and identity theft, but he insists it was just a misunderstanding due to liberal and classic Republican hate. Their cellmate request has raised eyebrows, with one prison official reportedly muttering, "What's next, a reality show called Lockup Legends?" Bob Menendez isn't wasting time in the slammer. People familiar with the situation say he signed up to teach a class for inmates called Gold Bars 101, Investing in Shady Business Dealings. The syllabus reportedly includes lessons like how to hide gold in your closet without your wife noticing, and why cash in shoe boxes is the new 401k. Bob's promotional flyer, yes, he made one, boasts, "I turned Senate influence into solid gold. You can turn your commissary funds into slightly less gold." Inmates are skeptical. One anonymous prisoner told us, "I signed up, but I'm pretty sure Bob's just gonna try to sell me his old gold bars. Dude keeps whispering about payday and the 100 grand chocolate candy bars." Bob insists his class is legit, citing his decades of experience in high-stakes negotiations. Translation: he knows how to sweet-talk Egyptian officials for military aid. Practical? Maybe not. But it's gotta be better than the prison's other class, Intro to Shank Sharpening. Not to be outdone, George Santos allegedly is launching his own inmate seminar. Fraud for fun and, well, just fun. George claims it's a motivational course to teach inmates how to think big, dream bigger, and maybe fib a little. The class promises tips on crafting a winning persona and how to convince people you're a Wall Street tycoon, an astronaut, or a drag queen named Kitara Ravache. Spoiler, George has claimed all those titles. To make his point about Fruad, George plans to use Billy McFarland, the Fyre Festival flopmaster, as a cautionary tale. George expressed Billy went too far, promising a luxury festival with no infrastructure. Amateur hour. I kept my scams small. Fake campaign funds, stolen identities, classy. George conveniently downplayed his own 13-count guilty plea, calling it a paperwork issue. Master class at work. Now, here's where things get weird. Bob and George have a grand vision, uniting the prison population for political harmony. Their pitch? If a Cuban-American gold hoarder and a serial-lying Long Islander can get along, so can everyone else. Their backup plan is more specific, aligning Black and Hispanic inmates for what they're calling Black and Brown Pride. A person close to the situation shared George said, "It's the only pride I'm allowed to show now, since my drag queen days are on hold." The duo's unity campaign includes a prison talent show featuring Bob singing his new song, "Dreaming of a Golden Shower," and George performing a one-man show called My Life as a Fake Astronaut. They're also pushing for a prison unity day, with activities like pin the tail on the corruption charge, and a debate club where everyone just yells about who's the worst snitch or dumbest criminal. Let's not forget how these two ended up here. Bob's trial was a circus of gold bars and cash-stuffed jackets, with prosecutors calling it the most serious corruption case in Senate history. He cried in court, begging for mercy, claiming he missed his daughter's objective apolitical reporting on MSNBC. The judge wasn't impressed, saying, "The public can't think bribery is a free pass." Ouch. George, meanwhile, pleaded guilty to fraud after a laundry list of lies, claiming he was a volleyball star, a Broadway producer, and possibly the inventor of glitter. His defense? "I was just living my truth." Prosecutors disagreed, and now George will be living his truth in a 6x8 cell. Both men insist they're innocent victims of a political witch hunt, with Bob even hinting at a Trump pardon. Good luck with that, fellas. So, what's the end game for Bob and George? They claim their prison stint is a chance to reinvent themselves as beacons of unity and wisdom. Bob dreams of writing a memoir called Gold Bars and Glory, while George is pitching a podcast, Santos Unfiltered, recorded on a smuggled flip phone. Their cellmate request is still pending, but prison officials are reportedly worried about the chaos of pairing a gold-obsessed Democrat with a fraud-happy Republican. Will they unite the races? Probably not. Will they teach inmates anything useful? Doubtful. But one thing's for sure, Bob Menendez and George Santos are proof that even in prison, the political circus never stops. Until next time, this is Someday News, signing off with a reminder: if you're gonna scam, at least don't hide the cash in your shoes.